Hey guys, this is part 2 of my 3-part buttercream piping series. In this video, I'll teach you 3 mid-level buttercream piping techniques that you can use as borders on a cake or details on a cupcake. We'll be continuing to pipe with star tip number 21. If you missed the first video, which covers techniques for beginners, you may want to go back and watch that video first. If you're new here and want to learn some amazing buttercream piping techniques to absolutely wow your family and friends, keep watching. Now let's get started. Our first technique is called E-motion. First, we're going to hold our bag vertically and our tip is going to hover just above the surface. Note that our tip is not touching the surface for this technique. Next, we are going to squeeze with nice even pressure to form continuous closed loops. Let's take a look at that again from another angle. Again, we hold our bag vertically and hover just above the surface and squeeze. And as we are squeezing and forming our loops, it begins to resemble the lowercase letter E that's written in cursive writing. Hence the name E-motion. I should mention that my piping bag isn't fitted with a coupler for this video. If you want a refresher on how to prep a bag without a coupler, check out this video. Our second technique is C-motion. So just like with E-motion, we're going to hold our bag completely vertical with our number 21 tip hovering just above the surface. We're going to start by forming an open C shape and then end our buttercream technique with the icing piped in a straight line. Let's take a look at this from another angle. Again, holding our bag vertically just above the surface, and we are going to squeeze and form a lowercase c. Pipe it straight and then stop completely and lift straight up before continuing onto our next lowercase c. Our third and final technique is the shell. This technique is probably one of the most popular buttercream piping techniques. We're actually going to change hand positions for this technique. We're going to hold our bag at a 45-degree angle with the opened end of the bag facing our body. We'll start by holding the tip in one position while squeezing, so don't move. We're going to squeeze and let the icing bloom out. And once this happens, you'll start to relax pressure on the bag and pull the tip down toward yourself. Let's take a look at this technique from another angle. Again, we are going to hold our bag at a 45-degree angle with the open end of the bag facing our body. So again, I'm holding the tip down in one position, not moving the tip. I squeeze, let the icing bloom out a bit, and once I see this happen, I pull the icing down. This technique does require a bit of practice, but I'm going to give you some tips to help you achieve a proper shell. First, you want to make sure that you are keeping the tip down and not moving the tip when you start to pipe the icing. Second, once the icing starts to bloom or furl out, that is your cue to relax pressure on your bag and bring the technique to an end. Tip number 3 is to avoid lifting the tip as you finish each shell. Again, you want to fight that urge to lift up after each shell. And then finally, you always want to make your shells individually. I know you've probably seen seasoned cake decorators doing this technique fairly quickly, but keep in mind that you're learning this for the first time, so really slow down and take your time with this technique. The next time you make a cake or cupcakes, give these techniques a try. It's a surefire way to impress. So what do you think? Tell me in the comment box below which of these techniques was your absolute favorite. And don't forget, there is one more video left in this series and you definitely do not want to miss it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more tutorials, please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I upload more great content. And as always, thanks for watching.